Hey, welcome back. So today, let's explore a really powerful idea. What if becoming a great leader isn't about trying to be someone else? What if the secret is actually about learning how to make a really big shift inside your own head?
You know what I mean, right? We all have those days, those moments where we are absolutely on fire, just crushing it. And then there are the other days where we're fine, we're competent, but the magic just isn't there. So, what is the actual difference between those two versions of you?
The common advice is always find a hero, copy what they do. But the research we're looking at today says that's totally backwards. Your best work, your real moments of greatness, they don't come from imitation. They come from a place that is 100% authentically you. And that's the whole game right there. The secret sauce isn't in a new technique or a different action plan. It's about the state of mind you're in when you're doing the work. Turns out, we're basically operating from one of two completely different internal states at any given time. So let's get into them. These are the two states that pretty much define our leadership reality. You've got what's called the normal state, and then you have the fundamental state of leadership. Let's break down what that really means. All right, first step is the normal state. This is our default setting, our autopilot. It's where we live most of the time, reacting to things, trying to meet everyone's expectations, and generally, just trying to keep things comfortable and safe. And it's fine, but it's not where breakthroughs happen. But then, there's the fundamental state. Think about a time a huge crisis hit, and you just had to step up. That's the feeling. You're not worried about comfort anymore. You're connected to your deepest values, you're driven by a clear purpose, and you're way more powerful. This is where you do your best work. So look at the contrast here. Each row shows a key shift from the normal state to the fundamental state. We go from being focused on our own comfort to being focused on creating a result. We go from worrying about what others think to being guided by our own values, from being self-focused to other-focused. And from being closed off and defensive to being open to learning. It's a total transformation in perspective. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's great that a crisis can jolt us into the super effective state, but do we have to wait for the sky to fall to get there? Can we actually learn to make this shift on purpose? Well, the answer is a very definite yes. And here's how you do it. The source material gives us a super practical toolkit for making this happen. It all boils down to 4 specific questions you can ask yourself to consciously pull yourself out of the normal state and into the fundamental one. And there they are. 4 simple questions, but they are incredibly powerful. You'll notice they line up perfectly with those 4 shifts we just looked at. Think of them as triggers designed to break you out of your rut and get you thinking on a higher level. Okay, question 1. Am I results-centered? This one is designed to snap you out of just going through the motions. Instead of just solving the same old problems, it makes you stop and ask, wait a minute, what's the result I really want to create here? It shifts you from just maintaining the status quo to pursuing a real purpose. Next up, am I internally directed? This one's all about authenticity. It's a gut check. Are you just doing what you think other people expect of you? Or are you acting from your own core values? This question helps you align what you're doing with who you really are. Question 3 is a tough one. Am I other-focused? It forces us to look past our own ego and our own needs. It asks, am I making this decision for my own benefit or for the good of the team, the mission, the organization? Getting this right is how you build real trust. And the last one, am I externally open? This is about your posture to the world. Are you defensive, trying to control everything and prove you're right? Or are you genuinely open to feedback, to learning, to seeing reality for what it is, even the parts you don't like? It's about adapting instead of resisting. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it look like in the real world? Let's check out a couple of quick stories of leaders who actually use these questions to completely turn things around. So meet John Jones. This guy's a talented leader, but he's been stuck in a division everyone calls a dead end. He's basically just waiting for his next promotion, killing time. He's totally in the normal state, bored, frustrated, and not really making a difference. But then someone challenged him with that first question. Am I results-centered? And bam, it's like a switch flipped. He stopped thinking about just getting through the day and started imagining what a truly great outcome for this dying division could look like. Suddenly, he had a compelling vision, and all that energy and drive came roaring back. Now, check out this quote from another leader, Robert Yamamoto. This perfectly captures that shift from being self-focused to other-focused. See, the board had just asked him to resign, and his first thought was, naturally, how to save his own skin. But then he had this huge realization.
Before that moment, Robert was just playing a role, doing what the board told him to do. He was totally externally directed. But after he asked himself those tough questions, he decided to be internally directed. He put the organization's needs first, connected with his own values, and decided to truly lead. And that one shift, it didn't just save his career, it ended up saving the entire company.
And here's the really cool part. When you make this shift into the fundamental state, the effect isn't just about you. Your impact multiplies and actually spreads to the people around you. Now, let's be realistic. Nobody lives in this heightened state all the time. We all fall back into our normal state, and that's okay. The point isn't to be perfect. It's to get better at making the shift. Because every time you go there, you leave a positive impact that lasts. So where does a big cultural transformation begin? Does it take a huge company-wide program? Nope. It starts with just one person. It starts with you making a different choice about how you're going to show up. Because when you operate from that fundamental state, it's like dropping a stone in a pond. You create a ripple effect. Your own clarity inspires everyone else to perform better. You create a real sense of shared purpose. You start building a culture where excellence is the norm, and that positive energy can actually stick around even when you're not in the room.
Which really brings us to the final question, a question for you. So often, we wait for a crisis to force us to be our best selves, but you don't have to wait. With these 4 questions, you have the tool to create your own moment of greatness, right here, right now. So, what are you waiting for?